Welcome guys, this is Fireside Chess, and today we're going to be going over 5 chess openings that you should never ever play. So first we have F3, or the Barnes opening. Now the first problem with this, it's barely taking any control of the center or the 4 squares I highlighted, because it's only taking control of E4, which could be done much better with actually playing pawn to E4. And the second problem with F3 is that it's not allowing our knight that's on G1 to move to F3, which is a very strong square for the knight. Because as you can see, knight to F3 is taking control of E5 and D4 at the same time. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Barnes opening. Now we have the Ware opening, which is A4 on your first move. The main problem with this, just like the other ones that we're going to see later, it's not taking control of the center, or D5, E5, D4, or E4. It's only taking control of B5. And the main concept of the Ware opening is to bring out your A1 knight as soon as possible. But this is easily countered with E5, as this bishop is blocking off the A3 square. And even though Magnus Carlsen, or the world's greatest chess player, did use this opening and win against another grandmaster, Timur Rajabov, it's still not going to change anything about this opening. And next we have the Amar opening, or knight H3 on our first move. You see, again, it's not taking control of the center. It's only taking control of these 2 squares. And knight in H3 isn't a good square for our knight at all, because the edges are not a place where the knight wants to be, because it basically halves the amount of squares the knight can move to. Because say if we move to F3, it can move to all of these squares that I'm highlighting. And even with the Amar opening, one line can go like this: D5, D4, bishop takes on H3, G takes on H3. Our king side, white's king side, is completely destroyed and rendered useless for castling. Even if white can get its bishop to G2, it has the doubled pawns on the H file, and that's just not good at all. And next we have the Grob's attack, which is G4 on our first move. And this one isn't really the best because, once again, it's not taking control of the center. It's also not helping with any development, even though it is opening up this H3 and G2. It's not going to help at all. And some people might say it's playable because the average player won't know how to respond against it. It's not going to help white either. But then again, people might still advocate for the opening because there are some very simple traps in it which could win white a lot of material, but with common sense, black can easily overcome those. And next is the Clemenz opening, which is H3 on our first move. This one's also not going to help. This one isn't very a good opening too, because again, it's not controlling anything in the center. It's only controlling G4, which isn't that important in the opening. It's not helping with any development, either of these knights, or bishops, or even the rooks, which aren't even pieces that we try to develop in the opening anyway. It's also not even helping with castling either. It's not opening up any squares for a bishop here, or even this bishop. And this, the Clemenz opening, with proper play from both sides, this can even transpose into the Grob's attack, which we know isn't a good opening anyway. So, yeah, that's it for 5 openings that you should never play as white. And guys, if you're watching this and you find out that you're playing any of the 5 openings that I listed or anything of the sort, please try to find a different opening, either like E4, or even D4, or even C4 is also pretty good. That's the English, and that will be its own separate video. And everybody, stay safe, and goodbye until next time.